Hi everyone, so I went on a 7-day cruise to the Mexico Riviera with Norwegian Cruise Lines on the Norwegian Bliss. I did that completely solo. In this How I Did It video, I'm going to break down what the free at sea offer is that forms a core of the Norwegian Cruise Line experience and how it worked for me. Before we get into it, if you want more videos about positive stories and my travel adventures so you can do them too, then don't hesitate to press the subscribe button, click the bell icon so we can make life a story worth telling together. So first, what is free at sea? Free at sea is a £99 offer, or of course $99 if you live in the US, that bundles together 5 options from which you can pick 2 for a standard cruise. The richer among us who've maybe booked a suite, a concierge stateroom or the Haven get all 5 options. And those 5 options are: premium beverage package, an all-inclusive open bar, wine with dinner, umbrella drinks by the pool, evening cocktails and morning mimosas. I'm not even sure what that last one is, but you can have them. You get to have soft drinks, beers, spirits, cocktails, wines by the glass and bottled or draft beer up to including any drink valued at $15 or less. The only things it doesn't really include are speciality coffees, whole bottles of wine and of course the aforementioned drinks over $15. I have to say, when I was having all those cocktails by the pool and while lounging around in the observation lounge, I didn't find anything I wanted to order that was over $15. The speciality dining package. You get up to 5 free meals at the speciality dining restaurants, which are the seated restaurants that aren't complimentary. You can have as many starters and desserts as you want, but only one main course. I got 3 meals because that's how many you get on a 7-day cruise. A shore excursion credit. It's very simple, $50 credit per port off excursions. And this can work out quite well. I did 2 excursions, one for $50, one for $80, so that would have knocked quite a chunk off. The Wi-Fi package. If you literally can't disconnect yourself while you're on ship, enjoying that mindfulness of being away from everything, you can get enough Wi-Fi to share photos, browse the web and do the whole social media thing. Now the final one could actually be quite a big one, but due to the nature of how I undertook this trip, I went alone, it wasn't applicable to me. So I've investigated this one the least, but basically it allows guests 3 and 4 to enjoy complimentary cruise fares on selected cruises, which basically means guests 3 and 4 go free. So I guess once we get past the 5 things that are on offer at Free at Sea, we come to the second thing. Is it actually free? Well, strictly speaking, it's not free. It costs £99. But there are some oddities about the pricing that are worth discussing. It's also worth noting at this point that I booked the cruise as a UK resident on the UK Norwegian Cruise Line website. I believe this is important, which we'll come to later when we talk about how gratuities are charged. Free at Sea is a conditional offer that may not always be available. I have to say, it is a pretty pervasive part of the NCL brand. Whether that will remain so when we experience the whole rigmarole of what changes are going to be incurred with COVID-19, who knows, right? But at the time of filming this and of my trip in late 2019, it was pretty much always there. While it always costs £99, it may raise the price of your cabin. It's obvious that some cabins are priced sufficiently low that they come to be too cheap to support Free at Sea. This tends to result in 2 things. Some cabins are priced at such a low fee that actually they're not allowed to have offers attached, including Free at Sea. And some cabin prices rise considerably when Free at Sea is added. So you add your £99, but your cabin fee doubles. So of course it's no longer costing you £99. The other variation in pricing you will hear is how gratuities are charged for the drinks package option. In that many videos say you will face a daily gratuity charge of the true value of the drinks package, which is obviously considerable. But this didn't happen for me. It was stated it included gratuities when I booked it. The NCL call centre confirmed it included gratuities when I contacted them. My embarkation documentation confirmed it again. And actually on the cruise, all my drinks and speciality restaurants added absolutely zero to the bill. I'm pretty sure NCL are getting this gratuity money back somehow and somewhere, as I paid a gratuity fee in advance. Though it's worth noting that advanced gratuity fee did not go up when I applied free at sea. So I guess the third thing is, how did it work out for me? Well, I thought free at sea was absolutely fantastic, and I opted for drinks package and the speciality restaurants. And even though I don't drink, I thought the drinks package was well worthwhile, largely because I got addicted to various frozen cocktails while sitting on the deck reading books. I mean, this is a new experience for me. It just shows how little all-inclusive travel I've done, because they just bring them to you. You don't even have to get off of your lounger. I mean, what's not to love? It was a fun way to experiment, and I easily made a profit on it. I mean, if I'd been a more traditional or heavy drinker and hitting the bars in the evening, which of course is what a lot of people do on cruises, you would make a literal killing. I did enjoy my speciality restaurant visits, but I would say they weren't astounding. They were just very nice. I also didn't maximise them. I ordered a starter, a main and a dessert, you know, a quite traditional affair, when in truth I could have had as many starters and desserts as I wanted. The reason I didn't push the boat was a mixture of being a bit too timid to do it, and also it's quite a lot of food. I'm not sure I could have ate it anyway, so yeah, so I just went for the, you know, the three courses. I went to Q Texas Smokehouse once and Los Lobos twice. I enjoyed the Mexican food at Los Lobos better. The trouble I had with the barbecue at Q was it wasn't astounding enough in terms of the meal to be worth the food coma that I suffered afterwards. The experience in the restaurants in terms of staff, seating and using free at sea as a solo cruiser, absolute perfection. If there is anything you can be sure of with Norwegian based on my experience, is they have the Introvert solo experience absolutely nailed. It's attentive but not too attentive, well organised, and I experience no feelings of having any sort of lesser experience due to being on my own or using the offer. It was absolutely fantastic. It was really good. I guess 4, would I always pick the same options? It's undoubtedly the case that as a solo person, the drinks and speciality restaurant makes the most sense. But I could see me shaking it up a bit. While the buffet experience will change post-COVID-19, I enjoyed that so much I could easily see myself giving the speciality restaurant option a miss and going for the money off the excursions. This makes even more sense when you consider how expensive the excursions are for some cruises, say like Alaska. It's also true the Norwegian Bliss has 2 table service restaurants that are entirely complimentary. I didn't even go into those. Can you survive without the drinks package? Now that was a big question I had on my mind before I went on my cruise, because having not experienced a cruise before, I had no idea what the experience would be like if you went for, shall we say, the poverty drinks approach. I partly got the drinks package so I could have soft drinks, because I was, a bit worried about what my life would be like without some sort of add-on around drinks. Having been on the Norwegian Bliss for 7 days, I could see myself actually surviving quite happily without a drinks package. The free juices from the vending machines are fine, the lemonade being particularly nice. This would be especially true if I had a killer cabin rate that went up hundreds when adding free at sea. Because for me as a non-drinker, if my cabin rate suddenly went up by 200 or 300 quid by adding free at sea, it certainly ain't worth it. So overall, I think free at sea is one of the primary reasons I would book with Norwegian. Keep in mind this is my only cruise, so I am not sure what similar types of offer other cruise lines have and how those compare, but I'd certainly be interested in knowing how other cruise lines do it. Until next time, you can support me by doing a few simple things. Like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and certainly post a comment. What do you think of this free at sea approach? And if you've used it, how do you find your experience? And do other cruise lines have something similar, and how is that set up? And let's continue to make life a story worth telling together.